So I got my purple power poured in here, mixed with some water. You can already see some of the contaminants is coming off. I got a soft brass brush, and I'm just going to start cleaning up these races here. But I'm going to let this soak overnight. I'm just trying to agitate as much as I can off right now, and then we'll just let this soak overnight. Because it's probably like 11 p.m. right now. So for the bearings, I can pop each one out, but like I said, I'm just going to let it soak tonight. Just kind of clean it up a little bit, get it a little scuffed up, and just going to let it soak overnight. So I'll come back in the morning and I'll show you how they look. Alright, so it's been soaking overnight, and you can really see all this junk from the first picture to now. How much crap is let go, so let's pull this up. Oh, we're still pretty dirty. That's okay, that's okay. So let's pull these out. Let's clean these. Let's give them another bath. And maybe we'll pull each bearing out and really get this cleaned. So, sorry about the compressor noise. I figure I'm just going to pop all these out. Let's just do it. If we're going to rebuild it, you know, one thing I've learned from working on cars all these years is if you're going to do something, do it right, and do it right the first time, you know? So, we're going to pop all these bearings out, and we're going to clean everything individually. Just look at the race. You can still see all that gunk in there. I got to get that out. Look at that nastiness. Yeah, we got to get all that out. We can't be riding around with that crap. Look at it. We would have missed all of that if we didn't take it apart, so. Put a little more purple power in there. I'm kind of scraping these in like this. Just trying to get all that crap out of the race. It's not easy. You need like an ultrasonic cleaner. One day. We'll know I made it when I get an ultrasonic cleaner. Pretty clean. So I'm gonna go hit these with some water. They're a little sticky from the purple power. I'm gonna rinse all this off. I'm gonna rinse these off, and I'll be back. I'm just gonna rinse them with water. We're back. I just washed all this stuff in my utility sink. What we're gonna do now is just dry everything off. I don't know if I would wash any of this stuff if you don't have an air compressor. Because you're going to get water trapped in all these little nooks and crannies. I didn't talk about the bottom bracket piece. I pulled this out last night. I didn't want it to sit in that water all night. And I cleaned it last night already, so it's already clean. And why I don't have the other race out is I don't have the tool for it. So I just stuck my hand in the bottom bracket and cleaned it out with a whole bunch of paper towels and got the race all cleaned. And actually the bottom bracket's already lubed up, but I'll show you just what I did. I just put lube in there, nothing crazy. So let's take the air compressor and let's just blow these out. So let's just blow these out. Let's do this into a paper towel. This one's pretty clean. There's even more gunk's coming out. You see it? Anyways, that's about it. That's about as clean as we're getting those. And oh, this stuff's clean. Let's just blow this race in these little holes. Again, sprocket. I wouldn't wash this stuff if you don't have an air compressor. Do you see how much water just came out of there? So the next thing we got to do is just clean these up. I'm just going to take them inside and wash them in the sink as well. We'll be back and we'll dry these off. Okay, washed. Really the only reason I'm washing them is just to get the purple power off of them, because honestly the purple power is just a little bit sticky. So put them all here, dry them off. Look at how shiny those bearings are. So let's reassemble. And that's how you get a moderately clean race bearing for your bottom bracket. That's how you get two of them. So we got the two races, we got our bottom bracket piece. This goes like this, actually like this. And one of our caps. So that's how your bottom bracket works. It rolls around inside of there perfectly. So we have to grease these two up, grease the races up, and I know there's like specialty grease, but I'm using this high temp multi-purpose grease. This is for like wheel bearings for cars. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine for a bottom bracket. So let's move over to the bike and we'll get this all greased up and get this back in and installed. Alright, so as I said, I've already greased this up. I put some grease in here. I put it all the way back in the back corner. So we got all of our parts. Let's first start by lubing up this this bearing. Just open up your grease and slop it on there. Pack it all in, just as much as you can, everywhere you can. I'll try to move the bearings around a little bit, get them all coated, and then let's stick that guy all the way down there. So we got our first race in. We're going to pick up the bottom bracket. I'm just going to put some extra lube right here. Make sure not to get any on these parts. We're going to clean them before we put the pedals on, but shouldn't have any on those parts. Let's just grease the whole thing for continuity. Keep water off this part so it doesn't rust over time. And then we're going to lube up this side of the race, just like that. And then let me get a paper towel. Now we're going to take our paper towel, slide that into the other side. Now we're sticking out the other side, which is good. Now we take our race and we get it all gunked up with grease. Mike Rao dirty jobs, is that what I'm thinking about while I'm doing this? Just pack it, pack it, pack it. So your bearing looks something like that, completely greased up. Put this end on. I'm going to pick this up as gently as I can and lube up the inside of this race, although I don't think we really need it. Okay, let's try to clean up a little bit, and then stick this on. Get it started. So now the trick is you're trying to get the bottom bracket to be solid, but not too tight. You want it to flow freely, but not have any play to it. See right there, we're getting, ooh, that feels so much better. Let's back this out just a hair, like that. Got just a little bit of play. A little bit of play. Here we're flowing real nice. I think that's it right there. Now we take the lock ring on. Maybe it goes this way. Yeah. So here's my tool. I'm so happy I bought these. I'll stick that in just like this, just to hold it. And then we'll tighten here. Maybe even more play. What's going on? There we go. Now that's perfect. That's how you install bottom bracket using rudimentary tools. And now we can put these crank arms on. So let's get to work. Okay, our next project is we're going to get the chain ring bolted to the crank arm here. Something like this. And I've looked everywhere for my Loctite. These are really cheap. If they fall out, we can get some more. I don't know where I have Loctite at. I have anti-seize, but no Loctite. So let's put this together, tighten it up. I'll pick up some Loctite. We'll redo these off camera. I'm just trying to get this video together and get it out. So get each one of these started. I might get cool colored bolts for this, maybe anodized or something, so that's why I'm not too worried about it. So see how it has these like flat spots? There's a special tool for this, but you can just tighten it. And once it's tight, it doesn't spin anymore. So kind of hand tighten all of them in a star pattern, just like you would on a valve cover on a car. Once it gets to a certain tightness, the back doesn't move anymore. Let's keep going. So we're gonna go that tight, that tight, that tight, that tight. So now we have both of our cranks, and let's go put them on the bike. We have our old crank bolts. So let me actually clean these off because there's a little bit of old grease on them. Okay, let's go get this installed. So let's start with the driveline side first. Again, make sure this is all pretty clean. Stick it on one way, kind of spin it around, see if there's any weird angles. So really try to fit this into a spline that's got the least amount of play. I like this one the most. So we'll take one of our bolts. I'm going to use just a tiny little bit of anti-seize. It's like a tiny little bit, just because these bolts sometimes don't want to come out. We'll get it started like this, just by hand. I'm gonna grab a tool. So it's got a 14mm socket. Bottom bracket is so smooth. Look at it now. So smooth. I think we're good for right now. If you drive it a little bit and you feel some play in it at all, you can always tighten it back up. And you probably should check on that bolt just to make sure that it's tight. So look, we got our new derailleur, we got our new crank arm. Let's put on the other side and then we can do the chain. So this one obviously goes opposite. Do a little bit of this anti-seize again. Just a tad on the bolt. Get it started. There we go, we got it started. Stand up to get some leverage on this. That's as hard as I can get it on. Pedals. Okay, got a little bit of anti-seize. Let's get this pedal threaded. This side is reverse thread, by the way. So let me get a wrench, setting that up. All right, so a lot's happened since I filmed last. There's a lot of little small things that I didn't do, that I didn't film. I put the plug in here. I changed the oval so that this mark is opposite this mark. Maybe it should have been the same way, I don't know. But then the tall part is over here and over here, so as you're pushing down on the pedal, this tall part pushes in to give it more. Obviously I put the chain on. I got the chain with the crazy link in there. I never had a chain like that before. Must be new stuff. Watch it go around. Whee! Derailleur's on, wheels on. I got this torque arm on, not my final solution. I have a friend that I said that welds. Claude, if you're watching, please help me make a better one of these. So I got that one. The other side just doesn't even want to work. So I got the brakes hooked up real quick, and I'm going to take this thing for a little spin just to get it rolling again. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.